So we all know the radical left, or just the left, I guess they're all radical anymore. They're slowly lowering this country into a lava filled volcano with their entropic views of society and insane socialist agenda. However, what often goes unnoticed are the idiot Republicans doing just the same. I am neither a Democrat or a Republican, though I do believe a lot of what the conservative platform stands for could bring this country back from the brink into somewhat of a coherent state of order. But with the long-standing Republican leadership like Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn, and other John McCain type conservatives, they don't uphold these principles. They only sway with the wind of collective public thought, only to be reelected time and time again. So, speaking of sellout conservatives, let's look at this article from NBC News and see the ghost of John McCain still plaguing this realm. Cindy McCain, the widow of GOP Senator John McCain, on Friday slammed the idea of a wall to curtail human trafficking at the southern border, which President Donald Trump has repeatedly cited as a problem in an attempt to build support for his long-promised barrier. She said the people that are coming over the border for the most part are not trafficked individuals. She goes on to say it's people within our own walls and our own borders. So a wall is not going to fix this, but education will and awareness will. And strengthening our laws will. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is entirely bullshit. Women and children are trafficked into this country at higher numbers. It's 35,000 to 170,000 people a year are estimated to be trafficked in the U.S., according to the U.S. Department of Justice. So, yeah, we would need a wall. In Israel, their wall has a 99% efficacy in regards to illegal immigration and attacks from the Palestinians. So walls work. With a wall and increased border security, many of these issues at the border will almost completely be remediated. Her education and awareness comment is absolutely absurd. I know many of these politicians and people in power use this kind of ambiguous language to display some kind of moral grandstanding. So do you think Cindy, low IQ, low ability people who have a propensity for violence and to carry out these sex crimes, do you think they're going to listen to elitist, supercilious people like you and get educated on the immorality of human trafficking? Come on now. So she goes on to say the misnomer in this is that somehow this occurs outside the country, that somehow it's another country, not us, ever us. Well, it's very much us. The trafficking I'm talking about with you is domestic trafficking. These are domestic individuals being trafficked. Okay. So Cindy seems to think that this is only a domestic issue. So Cindy, this seems like a domestic issue that you're talking about, separate from the border wall. We do have an illegal immigration problem and human trafficking at the border, but what you're talking about is domestically. So what you're talking about is a domestic problem, which is separate from the border. So why are you making these connections? It's kind of stupid. I'm really not sure why she's making these claims. It's absurd. But she made them at the Women of the World conference that was held just yesterday, from April 10th to April 12th. And many leftists were invited and speaking, notably Oprah, Bryan Cranston, Brie Larson. Yes, Brie Larson. Fucking Brie Larson was there, of course. And Stacey Abrams. All these women and Brian are pretty radical. Actually, everybody there was a pretty radical leftist. Cindy was about the only right-leaning person there. And like I said, she made many of her claims there. That makes me question her motives. I'm sure she wants to save face with her celebrity friends or something. Women are hive-minded, after all, they tend not to stray from the societal and cultural norms of the day. So she probably just wanted to fit in at the conference. I don't know. Or she's an absolute nutjob who wants to be a hero in her crusade to stop human trafficking. I guess she's an advocate for trafficked people, and she heads the Human Trafficking Initiative at the McCain Institute. I mean, this is a noble venture, but she might have a bloated ego, because she was caught by the police lying about stopping a human trafficking attempt a couple months ago. She claimed to see a human trafficking attempt in progress at the airport. She said she went to the police and pointed it out, and that indeed it was a human trafficking attempt, and they stopped it. Well, come to find out, she was lying, and the police said that wasn't a human trafficking attempt. So there you go. So I guess the moral of the story is to question everything. People who give their opinion might also have a vested interest behind the scenes to push their views of a certain topic, to grant them influence, give them more power, or just to bolster their ego just a little bit more.